YouTube, welcome back. It's your boy JVinkshu, back with another Color Dragons video. Today we're doing a small, fun video for you guys. We're gonna do an artifact tier list. I know it's the end of the season, but this is gonna be up to date as far as what we have now. Let's get to it. All right, guys, welcome. And let's go ahead and see what we got here. So as I was mentioning, we are doing a artifact tier list for us in the T1 season. And basically what we're going to be doing this tier list off is basically how it compares to the open field when you go on PvP versus other members or other enemies. And as far as breaking it down here, we have specialty. We'll start at the bottom. And actually, let's change that to a different color. Specialty, this is going to be artifacts that are just like used in rare or special moments. We need to do something specifically. It doesn't mean they're bad. They're not good. It's just certain things. Certain times you're going to use them, right, to do certain things. D. What can I say about D? It's our worst rank. I almost wanted to make it an F. It's an F. It's no use. Okay, then we got C tier. That means it's almost not usable, but maybe you could use it every once in a while if you don't have that many artifacts. B is about average. Average artifact, it's okay. It's viable. I guess you could use it if you really needed to. A tier, this is a really good artifact. You can, make some good damage. You'll see these being used all the time. S tier, this is the special class. This is where we have our best artifacts. Basically the whales are going to max these out. You're going to see everybody run these all the time because of the insane amount of damage they do, or whatever it's being used for. So as far as the S, I'm going to try to choose just no more than 3-4 artifacts, but only because I'm going to try to make one per legion, like per legion type. So an infantry, a mage, an archer, cavalry. We'll try to have a S tier artifact up there per legion. And if there isn't one, then I guess it might just fall out. But let's go ahead and get started. And let's get to it. Let's have some fun. So first off, let's just go ahead and do the obvious ones. Let's get rid of these, right? These are not used in any case whatsoever. We don't use these at all. I think that's it, guys. Oh, here we go. Let's go ahead and do... Oh, there's another bad one here. Sorry, I missed that. We have the sickle. This one is a gathering, and let's just go ahead and do all the gathering ones. Get them all out of the way. I think that's all of them. Okay, so specialty, gathering artifacts. You're gonna use those just to gather. Not going to be used at all in the PvP whatsoever. Okay. We all know. Then we have the Potion of Vigor. Yeah, the Potion of Vigor. This one's used specifically for engineering, building, destroying. It's very special. You want to use that when you're building towers for your alliance or destroying enemy towers, right? It's a specialty. Okay. And let's go ahead. And I think that's all the specialty. Actually, we have the, what's this one called? Springbird Feather. It's kind of like a specialty one almost. I mean, it's you use it to speed up your march speed, and I think it also speeds up some of your friendly members around you's march speed. So it's a specialty one. You're not going to see it used a lot, except when you're trying to get somewhere quickly or run away from somebody. Okay. And let's go and just do some of the epic ones. We got the Bomb Flinger. It's not that good. I mean, even for an epic, it's not that good. You're going to see better ones out there. For example, Heart Piercer is a better archer artifact. If you're free to play and you have none of these legendary artifacts, this is the one you want to use for now. There is also other new epic artifacts that I don't have on here, but we can look at those after the tier list. And we'll see where they would fall. Okay. Sentry Bow. Cavalry. You don't want to use that. Oh, the Cloak of Stealth. This is actually used for cavalry. I think it's one of the specialty artifacts. You're going to want to use these, for example, when you want to do a stealth build. Have you just pop it when you send out your legions to go build. You'd be hidden from the enemy, and you can continue building as long as they don't catch you or see you. But specialty right there. You want to use that on any. I mean, I've seen it used on infantry. That way they go help build. But yes, use that when you need to do a stealth build. The Amulet of Glory. I mean, I'm going to knock these out, right? You don't want to use these. Any of these epic ones are not that great. I mean, I used to like this advanced incantations. I used to like that, but like I said, it was used on behemoths. It's not that good for PvP. Crown of the Berserk. Don't need it. Don't need that. And just because I'm putting the epics at the F tier doesn't mean if you're a free-to-play player you can't use those, okay? So I'll reevaluate those here in a second. So see, for this one example, Magic Bomb, you're a free-to-play player. Magic Bomb, especially when you have it leveled up to 5. Magic Bomb is a good magic artifact. Still being used a lot today in the field. I like it. Does it do an insane amount of damage? No, but hey, when you do it and your enemy's trying to get back in one of the bases, it does not allow them to. It forces them for the time to run out, and they take the damage, giving you and your friends being able to continue to do damage to them as they try to run away. So that one's a really good one if you're free to play. The Freezing Ring. Freezing Ring in PvP. It's not that good, right? But it's not that good. You're not going to see it being run out in the PvP. It's just, I mean, all it does is help your legion not take damage for a certain amount of seconds. You're not able to do any damage at the same time. So it's not that useful when you're fighting against enemies. Staff of Spring. This one teleports you. Yes, the Homecoming Blossom. This one's also another specialty. I like to use this when I'm going to look for stones that are far away. I'll send them out with my calves, and then when I pick up the stone, I hit the artifact, basically teleports them back close to your base. And you don't have to wait however far you marched. You could just go ahead and bring them back. Forgot about this one and this one. Okay. I think we're down to all legendaries. Let me double check here. Okay. Yes. All right. So we got the Blood Blade banner. It's a rally artifact. Now, our tier list is compared for PvP ranking. There's are a lot of rallies during PvP fighting. You'll have an enemy or yourself. Your alliance send a rally straight through where they are grouped up. Hopefully they attack it and it does all that counter attack damage. But as far as the banner, it's not. I've heard it's not that good. Right? You don't really need it to do good damage. So I'm gonna actually put it down an F tier. But before we do, let's just double check something. Okay? Just so we're not crazy. Okay, so while in battle, your rallied army deals damage and gains physical keen for 30 seconds. It's a damage factor of 650. And physical keen is physical attack 5% for 10 seconds. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and just stick to what I had, which is down F. I mean, it's that, the stats, it's not really that crazy to, it doesn't even upgrade your rally attack that crazy amount, so we'll stick to F. The harp, here, the breath of the forest. It's a garrison. It's not going to be used. Okay, it's not going to be used at all. I mean, it's very rare you're going to be rallied unless you're not paying attention, right, of what you're doing out in the field. Okay, and let's go ahead and just start off by saying, let's do infantry. Yeah, let's do infantry. Dragon scale armor. In my opinion, it's really, really, really good. I'm going to put it at A tier. Right, it gives you that extra HP. You gonna need it. It's very useful. Helps you survive, continue to fight longer. Okay. Fang of Ashkari. This one's, I would say, even though it is a legendary, free to play, it's easy to get, easy to level up. It's still a good one if you want to continue. If you want to upgrade that, I still see it being used by a lot of people. So, yeah, if you're free to play, that's a good infantry artifact. It's nothing crazy, but it does help you out in the long term. The Dragon Rift is another legendary. It is kind of hard to get, but it's about the same as a Fang of Ashkari. It's been around since season 1, but I actually want to put it at C tier because although it is a legendary, that one's more focused on like attack infantry, which is not really what you want your infantry to do. You want them to defend. You want them to you want them to be tanky, right? And that's you running Gorish Skogul. You want them to do crazy counter attack. So honestly, I don't see it being used as much. Not even as much as the Fang. So I'm going to put it at C tier. Excuse me. Greymar Warhammer. It's another infantry. This one compared to the Dragon Scale, this one does defense bonus, right? So it gives your infantry defense. But what I like about the Warhammer, it does, when you activate it, it does stun your enemies that are within range for 3 seconds or something like that, allowing you and your allies to just pound them with, give them a bunch of damage in that phase while they're stunned. They can't do anything. I like it for that reason. Is it better than the Dragon Scale? Probably, I would say comparable, right? But there's one more infantry artifact we want to look at. We'll see if we'll change that later on or not. And that is the Torque. The Torque. Spirit Bone Torque. This is the latest infantry artifact we have that came out with Gorsh and Skogul. And honestly, when you're out in the field, I know everybody's have noticed it, especially all these T5s that are running Gorsh, Skogul. They always have the Spirit Bone Torque. Now this is like the Grey Mars hammer, but like on steroids, because this one kind of does like an area of attack, forcing anybody in that circle to force you to attack that infantry no matter what. They might be trying to run away, but as soon as you activate the artifact, they're forced to attack you, forced to take all that counter damage from Gorsh and Skogul, and it's just crazy. I mean, it's really just a great artifact for infantry. Okay, let's do. Actually, I forgot about the Springs of Silence, and it's also with the Dragon Rift. They're about the same. I'm gonna put them here at the C. Okay. Let's do a Marksman. Heart of Kamashi. This is a defense buff to your marksman archers. It's not bad. Sometimes you want to gain that extra defense. It does even give your surrounding friends, allies, the defense buff as well. So, yeah, B tier. It's not bad. Oops. Viola's Bow. Legendary. I'll give that like a C tier. I have really nothing to say about it. That's crazy. The Rattle Spear. Where should we put that? The Rattle Spear is still really, really good. One of those ones that does a lot of damage. And if you're able to upgrade that and level it up, you'll be rewarded. Spring Blades. Spring Blades, I say, is a B tier. That's an easy one for free-to-play players to level up and get it all the way to level 5. At the end of the season, if you unlock all of the... what's it called? The Seeking Ruins. At the very end, you'll get this chest. And you get to select any of like 5 rewards, and one of them has been the past 2 seasons Spring Blades. So it allows you to level that up pretty easy. Okay. Goldcrest. Goldcrest is nuts. It does great damage for archers, especially if you're running it with Freygar, because it does give you that bonus. I mean, I've tested it out and I've seen it level 1 Gold Crest do more damage than a level 5 Spring Blades. So if you're Archer main, that's probably the one you want to run. And if not, Rattle Spear is also there. Okay. Right. And before I move on, there's this Tier of Arbon. It's kind of like an overall artifact. It's not really belonging to any Legion type, but I've seen it being used a lot on the field because basically it heals up some of your troops. It heals up some of your allies' troops. So if you guys actually should be fighting in a group. So if a couple of you guys are running the Tier Arbon and pop it starts healing you and your friends' troops, making you guys fight longer. So it is very helpful. It's also solid B tier there. Let's talk about the Wrath, the Kurata's Wrath. It's a peacekeeping. It's probably one of the worst legendaries you'll have. I don't think anybody uses it. So that's F tier. Cavalry. Storm Arrow. Storm Arrow. Like, it's not that great, but I've seen it used in different like situations because it does help you teleport like a little bit, within the circle. There's a circle that pops up and you can teleport anywhere within that circle. And I've seen it being used like in an evade or to catch up to somebody. And then we have the Wolfbane Healer. If we take a look at that, Wolfbane also kind of does the same and teleports you to an empty area. You can't really choose where though. It's one of those blink artifacts. So maybe, I don't know, specialty. Maybe specialty. I'll put them in that specialty. Sometimes people use them for blink, right? Some people are trying to run away and your enemies are running away, trying to run to one of the cities. You blink in front of them, forcing them to fight you. I see it being used a lot like that. So, Sorlin's Blade. Sorlin's Blade. Cavalry. Free to play. I would put it right there, B. Free to play is probably, for you guys, that's probably one of the better cavalry legendary artifacts you can get. But if you can somehow get your hands on the Kingslayer, that's basically like the clone, but it's just better. It's just better overall. But in this case, I'm gonna go and do this. I'm gonna put Sorlin's Blade at C, Kingslayer at B. Because you have the Spring Blades, which are better than the Kingslayer. But you also have the Oath of Storm Peak, which are the ones that came with Ferondil. And this one does a clone of your army, and they do the exact same damage, but it only lasts a couple seconds or something like that. You're doing like double damage because you clone yourself, and you're basically chasing around anybody with like 2 cavalry. So the cavalry's pretty good. I would say they have pretty good overall artifacts. I mean, honestly, I want to do this, right? Because for free to play, I mean, most of the time you're going to do that. I got to be fair. We'll come back to that. I don't know which one I'm going to put at S. I might not put any. I might leave it like this, actually. Yeah, maybe. We'll leave it like that for now. We'll move on to the mages. All right. We'll start out with the Staff of Prophecy. Staff of Prophecy, if we read it. Right? Select a friendly legion within the current region and within the alliance territory. After 15-second charge, every legion and one nearby friendly legion are teleported to the target's location. So basically you are able to teleport anywhere you like. So it's kind of one of the specialties. Probably not going to use it that much, but I'll leave it down as specialty for now. Okay. Breath of Gargantus. That one's a really good artifact as well. We'll go for B tier right now. Okay, because if we read it, I actually don't have it. So when you go here, targets up to 10 enemy legions in a designated circle, inflicts defense break. Okay, so you're inflicting a debuff on your enemies, giving them negative 16 defense. And this allows you guys to just continue to do more damage. The next one we're going to do is the Viscers of Sanctus. It consistently grants 3 boon shield to a selected friendly legion. Where's that? Visage of Sanctus. Honestly, this it says it's flying, but gains a shield for your legion. So kind of like, it's like perfect for Thea, right? Because she grants shield as well. I'm not seeing it being used that often, and I'll tell you guys why. But I'm gonna leave it at B, and then we'll continue. Okay. The Phoenix Eye. If you're free to play, this is probably the one you want to be aiming for as far as mage. It's really good. It does AoE damage. You send that sucker, you hit it in a big group, everybody gets damaged, and it does pretty good AoE damage to everybody. So free to play, this is one you want to aim for. Okay. You got the Infernal Flames. It's another mage. This one I feel like pairs up. It's like a Phoenix Eye, but it pairs up better with Lilia because she does her burn. So I would put it like a high A because you get the orb, the Mirage Orb, which is the new artifact that came with Bertrand. And this thing does some crazy damage. And let me show you why I say that. Okay. Deals damage to the target legion, then knocks 2 enemy legions near that target airborne and deals diffuse damage to them. So as you can see, like boom, it does the damage to the first guy. It does like a little explosion. 2 nearby enemies around that main target go up in the air and get stunned. And you do damage to them as well. So the first guy takes the first guy takes 1600 on this example, and then the rest take 1000. But if you have this leveled up, I mean, look at this. First guy takes 6000 damage, the other 2 up to 2000. I mean, how about, it's probably one of the, I mean, right now it's probably the best Mage artifact for sure. The best for sure. So for the S tier, we have Spirit Bone Torque, Gold Crest, and Mirage Orb. I don't have a Cavalry, and I'm torn between Storm Peak and the Spring Blades. Which one? I think I'm gonna go. Let's look at them actually. Maybe it'll help me make my decision. I don't have either, and that's probably why, right? The Spring Blaze throws a blade that deals diffuse damage up to 3 legions, so you can target up to 3 legions in a circle, and it does damage for every second up to 5 seconds. When returning, the blades deal diffuse damage to up to 3 legions in its path. So does the blade, does damage up to 5 seconds, and when you're moving, when it comes back to you, like a little boomerang, it does damage to whoever's in that path. Additional effects: when your legion gains passion, they also gain keen, which is 15% attack for 5 seconds. Okay, and the Oath Storm, this is the one where I said it does the clone. The clone deals 50% of the damage of your initial legion and takes 50% more damage than so it does 50% less and it takes 50% more than your original. If your legion is a cavalry legion, the clone legion gains 1000 range upon entering, so a little extra rage boost as soon as it's summoned, and it lasts up to 10 seconds. Additional effect: when you inflict cowardice on a legion, you gain rampage, which is damage dealt for 4% for 10 seconds. So actually, I think that kind of helped me choose. I think I'm gonna go Spring Blades. Oh, sorry. I think that extra damage, you're already doing damage to up to 3 legions, and then you're moving and it comes back to you, you do extra damage to anybody that's in that path. So I think that's my top. Cavalry. But don't get that wrong. I mean, these 3 up here, they're like in a league on its own. But Spring Blade is probably the best cavalry. Okay. So there you have it, folks. This is my tier list, and this is in season T1. We're at the end of the season, but this is what I've seen out in the field: the Torque, the Gold Crest, the Mirage Orb. I've seen the Spring Blaze. I've seen lots of Infernal Flame, Dragon Scale, Rattle Blades, a Rattle Spear, lots of Phoenix Eye, right? I mean, I've seen the Breath of Gigantus, the Tier of Arbon. I've seen all of those. So focus on one of them. If you're free to play, this is probably, you want to look for. If you're a mage, you want to get the Phoenix Eye, Infantry, the Fang. If you can't get the Phoenix Eye, Magic Bomb is really good. If you're a marksman, Shadow Blades is probably the one you want to do. Okay. But for those people that like to skip around to the end of the video to see the tier list, we're going to surprise them. And we're going to throw them off. That way they actually watch the video. How about that? And so here you have it, folks. Here is the T1 artifact tier list. Tier of Arbon, Warhammer, Spirit Bomb, Dragon Rift, all of the best artifacts for season T1. So make sure you guys are running these on your legions. If you don't, you're gonna miss out. So don't worry about the Mirage Orb. Don't worry about the Spirit Bone Torque, Gold Crest. None of those are viable. Nobody uses them. Make sure to use these up here in the S tier, and you guys won't be disappointed. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. All right, guys. Well, that's gonna do it. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.